So next we are going to discuss about three types of angle pairs. The first one is the vertical angles. So I have give the definition of the vertical angle. So vertical angles are formed when two lines are crossing each other. The opposite angles are known as the vertical angle. So here is one angle here. So this angle, I'm naming it as angle A and angle B. So angle A and angle B are the vertical angles. So these two lines are crossing each other. So the opposite angles are the vertical angle. If I name the other angle P and Q, so these two angles are also opposite, so they are also vertical angle. So important property of the vertical angles are they are congruent. So if you have a two vertical angles, so angles are congruent. For example, I'm just taking this angle is 60 degree, the angle A is 60 degree, that means angle B is also 60 degrees. So those two angles are vertical, so they should be congruent, so that means they are equal to each other, 60 degree. So here I have another example here. If you have a line like this, so do we have a vertical angle here? No, there is no vertical angle because this line is bended. So there is no, we need to have a vertical angle, both lines are straight. So there's a straight line. So if there's a bended at the intersection, then that is not a vertical angle. So here is no vertical angle, none of them are vertical angle. So in order to be a vertical angle, the lines should cross each other and there should be no bending. So I have a two question to find the answer for the x or for x. So here I have the angle, this angle is 105 degree, 105 degree. I need to figure out how much is the angle x. So you already know that angle, these two angles are vertical angle because they are opposite of an intersecting line. So the measure of angle x is also 105 degree because the vertical angles are congruent. So I have one more question. So take a moment and do by yourself and come back. I hope you already identified that these two angles are across or opposite of a two straight line, intersection of a straight line. So they are vertical angle. So vertical angles are congruent. So they are vertical angles. So they are congruent. I mean, they are equal to each other, so we can write 3x plus 3 is equal to 108. So I had to solve for x. So first I need to subtract this 3 from both sides. So I get 3x is equal to, subtract 3, you get 105. Then you divide with 3, I will get x is equal to 35. So the value of x is equal to 35. So we are going to discuss the next pair of angle pairs. So that is the supplementary angle. So here is the definition. Supplementary angle is a two angle. That's important thing. So two angles. So they together is 180 degrees. So I have an example here. Angle, two right angles, so 90 and 90. So they are supplementary because they add up to 180. So another example is angle 115, angle at 65. They are also supplementary because those two angles add up to 180. So let me have another example for a supplementary angle here. What about angle 100 degree and 50 degree and 30 degree? Are they supplementary? No, they are not supplementary because as per the definition, two angles together is 180. So these are the three angles together is 180. So they are not supplementary angles. So supplementary means two angles add up to 180 degree. So the next angle pair is complementary angle. So complementary angle is again two angles pair, two angles, they add up to 190-degree angle. So complementary means two angles add up to 90 is known as complementary angle. Supplementary is add up to 180, complementary is add up to 90. So I have an example here. These two angles are not complementary. Those two angles add up to 180, so they are supplementary angle. And these two angles are complementary because they are together is 90-degree angles. So after a few days, you may forget which one is supplementary or which one is complementary. So it is easy way to remember is, you know that in alphabetical order, C come first and S come later. So C is the 90-degree angle and S is the supplementary angle, is sum is 180. Or otherwise I can write complementary is complementary and supplementary. So one way to remember which one is 90 and which one is 180 degree. So just think about the alphabetical order. C come first, so C is 90 degrees, complementary, sum of the two angles is 90 degree, and S come later, so S, the supplementary, is added to 180. Otherwise we can think in different way. Look here, C is, when you draw a line, C become, there is a 90, so the complementary means 90. I can draw a line like this, so X become 8, so supplementary is 180. So complementary is two angles add up to 90. Supplementary means two angles add up to 180. So the next one is linear pair. So linear pair means two adjacent, that means two nearby angle. They add up to, supplementary means they add up to 180 is known as linear pair. Now you may be thinking, what is the difference between linear pair and supplementary? Supplementary is also add up to 180 and linear pair is also adding 180. The only difference is, the case of linear pair, they should be adjacent, they should be side by side like that, then it is a linear pair. So basically linear pair is both, they are adjacent and supplementary, that become linear pair. For the supplementary one, it may not be linear or may not be adjacent, as long as they add up to 180, they will be supplementary. It is not necessary to be adjacent in order to be supplementary. It's not necessary to be adjacent. Okay, it may adjacent or it may not be adjacent. As long as it add up to 180, they are supplementary. But in the case of linear pair, you should add up to 180 and they are together like this too. So we have three pairs of linear, so angle pairs we have discussed now. One is the vertical angle, and second one is the supplementary, then complementary angle, and the last one is linear pair. So I have a question to solve it. So here is your question. So just think about how we can solve that question here. I need to solve for X and find the measure of each angle. So I think you may be able to say what type of angles they are. But yeah, that you are correct. So these two angles are adjacent and they are add up to 180. So they are linear pairs. So since they are linear pairs, you can add up to they are add up to 180. So I could write 50x minus 10 plus 8x plus 16 is equal to 180, because they are linear pair, they add up to 180. So I have that. So now the next step is combine the like terms. I think you may be able to solve by yourself. So take a moment and solve it. Combine the like terms, so negative 10 and 16 become plus 6. Subtract 6 from both sides, 174. then you divide with the 58, you get x is equal to 3. So now I have x is equal to 3. I need to figure out how much is the measure of RAM. So RAM is 50x minus 10. Now I know x is 3. Plug in 3 here. So 50 times 3. I have 50 times 3 minus 10. So 150 minus 10, that becomes 140. The same way I can find out the measure of 140 degree, measure of MAN. So M, let's look at MAN, MAN. So plug in 3 for x, so 8 times 3, 8 times 3 plus 16, so you get 40 degree. So that becomes 40 degree here, so he's 140 degree. So how much is the measure of angle RAN? That's the whole angle, that becomes 180. So here is the next problem. I hope you can do that by yourself. So just take a moment and try to solve it. I don't want to show you right now. Think about what type of angles they are. So how we can set up the equation. Take a moment. Welcome back. I think you might have read the question. They are complementary. C come first, so C is add up to 90. That means these two angles are add up to 90. So WOY, that is 19x minus 26 is the angle there, and YOZ, that is 10x. Now we know that those two angles are complementary. That means they add up to 190 degree angle. So combine the like terms. So 19 plus 10x, that become 29x minus 26 equal to 90. So add 29 on both sides. So you get add 26 on both sides. So I will get 29x is equal to 160. Then now you divide the 29 on both sides. So 29 is cancelled out, so you get x is equal to 4. Once you have x is equal to 4, I got the x is equal to 4. I need to find the measure of each of those angles. So plug in 4 for x. So I get 90 times 4 minus 26 and 10 times 4. So you get 140 degree. And sorry, I made a mistake. 19 times 4 minus 26 is 50, and 10 times 4 is 40. So those are 50 and 40 degree. So this is 50 degree and this is 40 degree. The whole angle WOZ is 90 degree. So here is the next problem. Just take a moment and think how we can solve that problem. And welcome back. I hope you have identified how to solve that problem. So the question says that TPQ, so TPQ, this angle is 90 degree and 7x minus 12 is here. That means angle QPS, so QPS is 7x minus 12, and angle SPR, that is 5x plus 6. So I can do this problem two different ways. If I take all these three angles adding together, they add up to, all three angles add up to 180. Or I can take just these two angles. So just take these two angles like this. Now we can say these two angles together is 90. They are complementary. So that is a little more easier to do it. So I am going to write this to 7x minus 12 plus 5x plus 6. They add up to 90. They are complementary angle. So combine the like terms and add 6. Then divide by 12. You get x is equal to 8. Once you have x is equal to 8, I need to figure out the measure of TPR. Where is TPR? TPR, that is the whole straight line, that is 180 degree. QPS, so QPS, so I need to plug in 8 for x, so 7 times 8 is 56 minus 12 is 44 degree, so that becomes 44 degree. The next I need to figure out SPR, so I had to plug in 8 for x, so 5 times 8 plus 6, that become 46 degree, so that is 46 degree. The next one is QPR, so QPR, the whole angle here, that is 90 degree. Now SPT, that is SPT, so those two angles, so you already know that this angle is 44, so those two angles together is 90 plus 44, that become 134 degree. So now we found the answers for all those questions. So here is the next problem question. Okay, here's the next question. Just take a moment and do by yourself. Welcome back. I hope you have found the answer for all of that variables. So let us think about what is the relationship between y and 65. So there is two line is crossing each other, and 65 and x are on the opposite side, so they are a vertical angle, so y is also equal to 65 degree. So I can write angle y is equal to 65 because they are vertical angles, so they are congruent. If I consider 65 and x, so they are linear pairs, so they add up to 180. So to figure out the x, so subtract 65 from 180, so you get x is equal to 115 degree. So x is 115 degree. So now I need to figure out how much is a z. So here z and x are the vertical angle. So we can say that vertical angles are congruent. So z is also equal to 115 degree. Now I have all the answers of all those questions. Now here is the next set of questions. I hope you understand, you can able to do all this problem. So take a moment and pause the video and do it and come back, and then we will discuss this question. Okay, welcome back. I hope you have done these questions. Let us go through the answers so quickly. So the first one, angle 1 and angle 2 are the linear pairs. Angle 1 and angle 2 are the linear pair. That means they add up to 180. So angle 2 is 57. So to figure out the angle 1, you need to do 180 minus 57. So you will get 123. The second one is angle 1 and angle 2 are the vertical angle. So vertical angles are congruent. So angle 1 is 38. That means angle 2 is also 38 degree. The second one, this angle is, the question number 9, this angle is 90. That means these two angles is also 90, add up to 90, they are complementary. Angle 5 is 22. So angle 5 and angle 6 are add up to 90. So angle 5 is 22. That means angle 6 is 90 minus 22. That becomes 68 degree. So question number 10, we already did just like question number 8. So 10 are the same. Angle 1 and angle 2 are the vertical angle. There is a straight line, they're crossing each other. So the angle opposite to, they are known as vertical. Vertical angles are congruent to each other. So angle 1 is 65 degree. That means angle 2 is also 65 degree. Here question number 11, and 11 and question number 7 are the same type of question. Angle 1 and angle 2 are linear pair, so that means they are supplementary, they add up to 180. So angle 2 is 67 degree, that means angle 1 is 180 minus 67, that become 113 degree. So question number 12, that is angle 3 is 38 degree. So when you look at this one, so this angle is 90, that means angle 3 and angle 4 is linear pairs. So they add up to 90. So angle 3 is 38, so angle 4 is 90 minus 38 is 52 degree. So the next question, so we have a algebraic expression here. So you can see that angle 13 and 14 are linear pair, so they add up to 180, and we can write the equation like this: angle 4x plus 11, that is angle 13, plus the second angle 3x plus 1 is 180. So solve for x, combine the like terms, and when you do that one, you should get answer x is equal to 24. Okay, so next question, and here angle 4, question number 14. So angle 2 and angle 3 are the vertical angle, so they are congruent, so they are equal to each other. So we can write 4x minus 26 equal to 3x plus 4. You have to solve that too. When you solve it, you should get x is equal to 30. The next question is similar to question number 13. So question number 15, that is angle 1 and angle 2 are the linear pairs. So they are add up to 180. So you can write x plus 10 plus the second angle is equal to 180. You solve for x, so you get x is equal to 38. So x is equal to 38. So you have three more questions at the bottom. So you could not see that when I show you that first time. So question number 16, and here angle 6 and 7, they are vertical angles. So vertical angles are congruent. So we can write the equation as 7x minus 24 is equal to 5x plus 14. When you solve it, you get x is equal to 19. And the second one, we have question number 4 and angle 4 and angle 5. So they can see that they add up to 90. Because this angle is 90, so the opposite, the whole angle is 90 here. So you can write those two angles add up to 90 and solve for x. So when you solve for x, so you can see that x is equal to 18. Okay. So the last question is, okay, here the question says that 7 and 8 are complementary. 7 and 8 are complementary. That means they are add up to 90. And 5 and 8 are 5 and 8 are congruent to each other. Angle 6 is 29. So this angle is 90 here. You know that the whole angle is 180. So 6 and 5 together is 90. So we already have angle 6 is 29 degree. That means angle 5 should be 90 minus 29. That means 61 degree. So question says that 5 and 8 are congruent. So angle 6 is also 61 degree. Here, as per the question, 7 and 8 are complementary. They add up to 90. We know now that angle 8 is 61. So angle 7 is 90 minus 61. That becomes 29. So I hope you done all that problem by yourself and you got majority, all of them are right. So I hope you understood how to do this lesson. You understood how to name the angle, um, identify the sides and vertex of the angle, and we have discussed 4 different types of angle pairs. That the first one is vertical angles. They are opposite, they are congruent to each other. And second is complementary, that is 2 angles add up to 90. And the second one is supplementary, that means 2 angles add up to 180. And the last one is the linear pair, so there are 2 adjacent side by side angle, they add up to 180. I have a couple of questions that can be solved or find answer using the properties of angle pairs. Okay, here is one of the question, and the question says that measure of 2 complementary angles are in the ratio 2:7. Find the measure of the smallest angle. So let us do this question together, and you can do the second question by yourself. Okay, so here we have angles, they're complementary angles. That means the 2 angles add up to 90. So I want to draw the picture of the situation. So I have 2 angles, so they add up to 90. So I have 2 angles, so they add up to 90. It says that they are in the ratio 2:7. So I can write the equation. The one angle is, the expression for the one angle is 2x, and the expression for the second angle is 7x. Now this question looks like a familiar one. So I have 2 angle, expression for the first angle is 2x and the second angle is 7x. They together add up to 90 because they are complementary. So I can write the equation 7x plus 2x is equal to 90. When you solve, I can combine the like terms. So 9x is equal to 90. That means I have to divide with the 9 on both sides. I will get x is equal to 10. X is equal to 10. So I have the value for x. So the one of the angle is 2 times x, that is x value is 10. So 2 times 10 is 20. And the second one is 7 times 10, that becomes 70 degree. So one angle is 70 degree and other angle is 20 degree. The question is asking to find the measure of the smallest angle. So the measure of the smallest angle is 20 degree. So there are 2 angles, one is 70 and 20, and the smallest one is 20. You can do the same problem if you know what it means by ratio. So there are 2 angles. So ratio between those 2 angles is 2:7. That means there is something, that thing is cut into 9 pieces. So because the first one person gets 2 pieces and the second person will get 7 pieces. So there should be total 9 pieces. And the first person will take 2 and the second person will take 7 pieces. So we have complementary angle. So our total angle is complementary. That means our total angle is 90 degree. So we have to cut that 90 degree angle into 9 pieces. So I have to cut that into 9 pieces. When I cut into 9 pieces, one piece is 10. Look here, when you do that one, I get x is equal to 10. So one angle will 2 of the pieces, that become 2 times 10 is 20, and the second angle will take 7 pieces. So the second angle will become 7 times 10 is 70. So that way also we can find out. And let's move on to the next question. So here is the next question. They are saying that 2 angles are supplementary. They are in the ratio of 4:11. So find the measure of the smallest angle. So pause this video, take a moment and try to solve for that question. You already know that supplementary means they add up to 180. Welcome back. I hope you have done that question. So let us do that together so that if you made a mistake, you know what is the mistake. So I have 2 angles, they are supplementary. So I make a supplementary angle, so they add up to 180. So there the ratio 4 is to 11. So I can write the expression for the one angle is 4x and the second angle is 11x. Now I have the expression for the both angles. So those two angles add up to 180. So the one angle is 11x, the second angle is 4x, equal to 180. That means 15x is equal to 180. That means x is equal to, divided by 15 on both sides, x is equal to 12. So I have the value of x. Once you have the value of x, plug that value here. So I have 4 times 12, that becomes 48. And 11 times 12 is 132. So the angle is 132 degree and 48 degree. Among those angles, we need the smallest one. The smallest angle is 48 degree. That is the answer for that one. As the previous question, we can use the same idea of the ratio. 4 is to 11. That means one angle will get 4 pieces and the second angle will get the 11 pieces. That means there are total 15 pieces. So divide by 15. 180 is the total. So total 180 divided by 15 is 12. That means one piece is 12. So we are doing the same logical thing using algebraic method. So here is the another question. Measure of an angle is 10 more than 9 times its supplementary angle. So find the measure of both angles. So let us do that problem together. So supplementary means two angles, they add up to 180. So the total is 180 angle. Then measure of an angle is 10 more than 9 times its supplementary. So this angle is supplementary of this one. So you say that I don't know how much is here, but I say that this angle is 10 more than 9 times of this angle. So 10 more, this angle is 10 more than 9 times of the second angle. So let me underline the important part here. So 10 more than 9 times of supplementary. So I don't know how much is the angle here. So I am using this angle is x. So let this angle is x. So this angle is 10 more than 9 times of this angle. So I can write the expression for this angle is 9x plus 10. Now I have the expression for both angles. So we know that since they are supplementary, they add up to 180. So the first angle is 9x plus 10 plus the second angle is x. So it's equal to 180. So you can solve by yourself. When you solve it, you know that when you get x is equal to 17. So I need to figure out the each angle. So this angle is x. So this angle is x is 17 degree. The second angle is 9 times 17 plus 10. That becomes 163 degree. So I need to figure out the measure of the both angles. So the angles are 17 and 163 degree. So here is the second question. Measure of a complementary angle is 3 times greater than the measure of another angle. What is the measure of each angle? So take a moment, I think you can do it. So just remember that complementary means there are two angles add up to 90. So one important thing in this underline that is complementary, and one angle is 3 times greater than the other one. So just take a moment and pause the video and do this question by yourself. Welcome back. I hope you have done that question. So let us do that together. So we have a complementary angle. That means two angles add up to 90. So one of this angle is 3 times greater than the other one. I don't know how much is here. So this angle is 3 times bigger than this one. So I am going to take this angle is unknown. I don't know. So put a variable x. And this angle is 3 times bigger than that. So now I know that these two angles add up to 90. So I can 3x plus x is 4x is equal to 90. So divide by 4 on both sides. So you get the 90 divided by 4. So you get x is equal to 22.5. So with the measure of each angle, this angle is x, so x is 22.5 degree, and this angle is 3 times 22.5, that becomes 67.5 degree. So I hope you understand this type of question. So let us move to the next type of question. That's about the vertical angle. Yeah, here it is. So we need to find the value of x and the measure of angle ABC. So here is angle ABC. So first I need to set up an equation and solve for x. Let us look at what is given here. So we are given this angle is 5x. That means this angle is 5x minus 12. So and this angle is 2x plus 18. Let's first think about what type of angles they are. So there is set to crossing line, and angles are coming on the opposite side of the line. They don't have any common side, and only the vertex is common there. So they are obviously a vertical angles. So what is the property of the vertical angle? So vertical angles are congruent, so they are equal to each other. The measure of the vertical angles are same, equal. So I can set up the equation 5x minus 12. I mean this angle is equal to that angle, so 2x plus 18. So subtract 2x from both sides and add 12 to both sides. You can solve for x. So when you do that 2 steps, you get 3x is equal to 30. That means x is equal to 10. So I find the value of x. The next part of the question asking to find out the measure of angle ABC. So angle ABC is here. This is the angle A, B, and C. How much is the measure of angle here? I know that there is no expression for this one. How do we find out this angle? But I could figure out the angle for these two measures because we are given x is equal to 10. We found out that. So first to find out the measure of this angle, when you look at that one, these two angles, take one of this side. This is when you take it like this, these two angles are linear pair, or you can take it like this too, doesn't matter. They are linear pairs. So these two angles should be added to 180. So if we know measure of this angle, we can take away measure of that angle from 180. You will have the measure of this angle. So let's find out the measure of this angle. So we already know x is equal to 10. So that becomes 5 times 10, 50 minus at 12. That becomes 38 degree. So I can find out the measure of this one is 5 times 10 minus 12. So that becomes 38 degree. Look at here, the measure of this angle is 38. I know the whole angle is added up to 180. So this angle should be 180 minus the 38 degree. So 180 minus 38 is 142 degree. So here the drawing is not in the scale, okay? And the measure of the angle ABC is, measure of angle ABC is 142 degree. I hope you understand how to do that problem, and I really appreciate if you watch this video again and go through the each problem one more time and understand the concept. And I also think you enjoyed the video and you have learned the properties of vertical, complementary, and supplementary and linear pair of angles. So hope you enjoy the video and enjoy the lesson. Thank you.